Hello my fellow pod pilots of New Eden, my name is EddieRio and this is PvP RoamAntics episode 7. Now this one's all about the Celestus again. I absolutely love this ship. I think it's the little ship that could, you know, it just, people want to engage it and it's great at what it does for putting a nice big tank on it. I was also having a fiddle with shield tanks which work really well for it as well. But here I am engaging a Scythe Fleet Issue, and at first I thought this was going to be really difficult and he was going to have an active tank, but it appears at this point that he's just got a passive shield tank that I just need to get through. There's a lot of sort of drone wars going on. I think he killed one of my drones. I'm just kind of fiddling trying to get rid of his drones then before he can sort of kill any more of my drones, before I sort of carry on and apply more DPS to actually kill him. I realised at this point, I think I was trying to use my hammerheads to kill the drones and put a web on it, and in the end I found out it was kind of more effective because I've got 3 small autocannons on this fit, that it was better to leave the main drone DPS on my target and use the autocannons to actually get rid of the drones. So that's a little something I've learnt there if I'm sort of having to defend against drones and stuff. There are lots of other variations of this fit that you can do. I think one of the other good ones is to put a tracking disruptor instead of one of the webs. That works quite well. Instead of the autocannons that I've got, you could also use newts, which would be really good up against frigs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's such a versatile little ship, and the more that I use it and fly around in it, the more I'm really starting to enjoy it. And just every time I think, what shall I take out, I always come back to this because I know that people want to engage it, and it's just a great fun ship with a really big tank. I don't have slaves in for these fights, but I do have a slave clone that I probably will jump into soon, and that just improves your armor so much and it just makes you really good tank on it, which is just awesome. And of course you can also use the Exile booster pills that you can take, which gives you, I think it's about 20% better reps or something like that. It really increases your repping power as well. So this ship can turn into a little beast. I can just imagine having links up, armor links from a Legion as well. That would be pretty impressive to see, but I don't have a links tune that can do that. But yeah, I've been having some really awful luck with PvP recently, which is why this episode's taken quite a while to come out. I fit out 3 Gnosis and they were quite expensive, and I lost them all to like ECM and blobs, and it was just really horrible. And you kind of get a little bit burnt out after a while of sometimes, especially just, you know, losing a load of ships in a row and not getting any decent fights, and it kind of, you know, kills you off. But you've got to keep coming back and keep trying until you get the fights that, you know, you either win or it's very close to winning and enjoyable to do. But yeah, if there was a button in front of me that could kill all falcons and, you know, ECM jamming modules and ECM drones and completely vaporize them all, I would press that button in a heartbeat. So, just about to kill this Scythe Fleet Issue. I'm well happy with that. That's, you know, a Fleet Issue ship against my little Celestus. Lovely little kill, and I was really happy to get that. Good fight in local to that one. And that's what it's all about sometimes, a decent 1v1, especially after a spate of, you know, losing your ships to horrible situations. To get a decent fight is really satisfying after a while. I jumped into this system and noticed a Thrasher on a gate, so I thought he was just sitting dead still. I thought I'd give a go at sort of bumping him off and engaging him. I don't bump him off the gate enough, but for some reason he turns around and engages me after I engage him. I'm not sure whether he's got backup coming or something, so I sort of hung around for a little bit after I killed him, and a Tempest showed up and I didn't think I could take that. I thought about it. I did think, you know, you never know, but I ended up warping off as well, so I just got this Thrasher in the end. Would have been nice if something a bit more, if they'd baited me in something a little bit better. I think a Tempest, it was quite obvious I was going to walk away from that. They could have brought something, you know, Tech 2 Cruiser maybe, or something that I might have hung around to try and fight. But sometimes you just got to aggress first and see what happens, see if it escalates. If it does and it's too big, you can always duck out, or if it doesn't, then, you know, at least you've given it your best shot up until that point. Now, this next fight was really fun. It ended up going crazy, but at the moment it's just a Scythe Fleet Issue, and I think he tries to get away here, but I managed to get scram, webs and points on him. I managed to kick the fight off and give him sort of no other option but to aggress me back. Now, I know from flying Scythe Fleet Issues recently, the sort of dual rep one, that these things can be badass, and, you know, I was dubious about going into it, but I'm only in a Celestus and it's not too much if I die, so gotta give it a go. Again, the drone wars begins, and from the previous fight I think I want to get rid of his drones, because if his drones start aggressing my drones and I lose drones, that's the majority of my DPS gone. He's not losing armor very quickly here as well, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried at this point. I don't think I'm probably going to do it. I've got both my reps running. I've also turned the auto reload on my ancillary armor repairer off, which means that once it's run out of charges, the nanite repair paste, it will still continue to rep, but just not as effectively as it would when it's got the paste in it, which is a wicked little tip that someone left me in one of the comments of my previous videos, and I thank you loads for that, because that's helped out in quite a lot of situations. Now, the Fuzz has also turned up, or the Federation Navy Comet, the little police ship in the game, and I lock him up immediately. I think if he starts aggressing me, I'll just turn straight on him and get an easy, quick kill. But he starts to help me out, and lots of other things start jumping onto the grid as well, and my tank sort of, you know, doesn't start doing very well in a minute, but then he switches over to the Federation Navy Comet, which takes the DPS off me, and I can kind of recover, which is wicked, and that's exactly what I needed. At this point, I think I should have reloaded my ancillary repairer, because I certainly had enough time for it to reload, but I just thought if he switches back over to me, at least I can keep using it. So yeah, that was kind of perfect timing for someone to come in and take DPS off of me, and also apply more DPS onto this stabber that just seems to be taking me ages to get down. Also in my head, I'm looking at the other ships there and I'm thinking, yep, I can pretty much take these, so as soon as this Scythe Fleet Issue is going to go down, I'm going to GCC on these guys and just start trying to kill a few of them as well. As you can see, I'm kind of poised on my warp scrambler there, ready so that once the Scythe Fleet Issue's dead, I can swap straight over to the Federation Navy Comet, which I do now. So that's it, bang, straight onto the Federation Navy Comet, and he just drops really fast, and that was a really good quick kill. Now I've got a Vexor jump in, and I think, great, that's probably going to be my next target. I'll just go for the Vexor. I'm not really sure who's friends with who, or whether they're just all against me, so I just don't care at this point. We've already made a couple of kills out of it. I don't care if I die, I'm just going to keep going until I lose my ship or warp away victorious from the situation. There was a point back there where I could have warped away, nothing had me scrammed, but like I said, I just thought, to hell with it, I'm going to stick around and try and kill some other things. Really want to try and get this Vexor, and as that Executioner keeps coming into sort of web range and scram range, I'm kind of flitting around trying to get him at the same time as trying to get the Vexor, and I'm kind of screwing it up a little bit. I probably could have got that Executioner there if I'd have overloaded my scram as well, and, you know, not tried to focus on both of them and actually just went for the Executioner. And again, look, he kind of comes into web range, and I'm not overloading my scram there like I should have been, and burning towards him a little bit, and I could have got him. More stuff's jumping onto the scene now. I've got quite a lot of DPS on me, and I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this Vexor, and I'm already in hull. And now I've got to just think about warping out, basically, and not letting them kill my pod as well. But what a great fight, and it sort of escalated into craziness, and, you know, I think there's a few people against each other there, and really good sort of little fight at an acceleration gate. Again, thanks so much for watching. Sorry this episode took a little while to get out, but like I said, it's hard to sort of keep PvPing all the time. I like to do other things and play other games as well. Please subscribe and you'll find the next one won't be too long, I promise. And if you want, you can click on the link at the top there, which will take you to a little bit of fan fiction, which I think is really worth a listen. Till next time, fly safe.